All right, Rich Van Tassel back with you, finishing up with our game recaps of Week 12 of the NFL season. Oakland 21-14 over the Denver Broncos. Oakland is now 5-6. Denver drops to 3-8. Oakland is still very much alive in both the wild card and the AFC West. Trevor Siemian came in for Paxton Lynch, 11 of 21, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. Paxton Lynch 9 of 14, 41 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't know if Lynch got hurt in this game. I don't see why you're taking him out because the numbers were nowhere near that bad. I mean, look at Nathan Peterman last week. He was just god awful, and he still played much more than that in this one. I'm not seeing if he got hurt or not, so we'll find out about that later and keep you posted as we move on. Alright, just waiting for my computer to stop being a problem right now. Paxton Lynch was the top rusher, 2 carries of 20 yards. C.J. Anderson, 5 carries for 12 yards. That's 10 yards and 2.4 per rush. The team was 17 of 59, 3.5 yards per rush. It has not been a good year for the Denver Broncos. Cody Lattimore's top receiver, 3 of 48, 1 touchdown. Austin Taylor, 1 of 34. Benny Fowler, 3 receptions, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. Shaquille Barrett recovered a fumble. Paxton Lynch fumbled and recovered it. The team had 2 sacks. Shaquille Barrett had 1. Shelby Harris and Von Miller split 1. No interceptions. Devontae Booker, 1 kick return, 14 yards. Jordan Taylor, 1 punt return, 8 yards. Brandon McManus did not attempt a field goal. Derek Carr, 18 of 24, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Marshawn Lynch, 26 carries, 6.7 per rush, 2.6 yards per rush, and 1 touchdown. DeAndre Washington, 6 of 23. Jalen Richard, 2 of 17 for 8.5, 3.8, and 2.6, moving from Richard, Washington, and Lynch. The team 37 of 104, 2.8 yards per rush. Cordell Patterson, 3 receptions for 72 yards. Johnny Holton, 2 of 53. Marshawn Lynch, 3 of 44. Derek Carr lost a fumble. The team had 5 sacks. Khalil Mack had 1. Danico Autry, Bruce Irvin had 2 apiece. Navarro Bowman had an interception. Cordell Patterson, a 5-yard kick return. Jalen Richard, 4 punt returns, 25 yards. Giorgio Tavecchio missed his only field goal attempt. Denver, their quarterback play has been terrible. It's killed this team this year. They're expecting too much from that defense when their offense is just playing this poorly. And it's caught up with them this year. Oakland, they've got to figure out the running game, but they're still in it. They can't, look backwards. But they've got to figure out their running game moving forward to give themselves a chance from here on out. The New Orleans Saints win streak is over. Los Angeles Rams, got to give them credit for getting this victory, 26-20 over the Saints. New Orleans drops to 8-3. The Rams improve to 8-3. Rams are only 4-2 at home, and now the Saints are 4-2 on the road. Drew Brees, 22 of 32, 246 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Alvin Kamara, 5 rushes for 87 yards, 17.4, 1 touchdown. Mark Ingram, 11 of 31, 2.8. 17 of 123, 7.2 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 6 receptions, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Thomas, 5 of 52. Willie Snead, 1 of 9. Terran Armstead recovered a fumble. Drew Brees fumbled. It was not lost. 4 sacks, 2 by Cameron Jordan. He's having a good year. Von Bell and Craig Robertson had the others. P.J. Williams had an interception. No kick returns, no punt returns. Will Lutz, 2 for 2 in his field goals for the Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff, 28 of 43, 3.5 yards per rush, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Cooper Kupp threw a pass, it was incomplete. Todd Gurley, 17 of 74, 4.4 yards per rush. Tavon Austin, 5 of 17, 3.4 yards per rush. Jared Goff, 3 carries for -3 yards. Likely kneel downs. Cooper Kupp, 8 receptions, 116 yards. Sammy Watkins, 4 of 82, a touchdown. Todd Gurley, 4 of 54. Tyler Higbee, 3 of 48. Josh Reynolds, 4 of 37 and a touchdown. Farrell Cooper fumbled. It was not lost. 3 sacks. Samson Ekubon Aaron Donald, and Robert Quinn. No interceptions. Farrell Cooper, 4 punt returns, 110 yards, longest of 40, average of 27.5. You take that 40-yarder off, that's still 3 for 70. That's over 20 yards per return. So that was kick returns, excuse me. So, not quite as impressive when you put it on kick returns or on punt returns. It's much more impressive. He did have a 40-yard punt return, 3 for 59, 19.7. But you take the 40-yard off, that's 2 of 19, which is 9.5. That's really not bad for a punt return. Greg Zuerlein, 4 for 5 in his field goals. Give the Rams a lot of credit. Their defense I have not given them enough credit this year. Wade Phillips as well. That defensive line, which has lost some guys, but still anchored by Aaron Donald. They got the job done today, got some sacks, got some pressure, and for the most part, stopped the run. They gave up the 74-yarder to Kamara, but if you take that off, it's 16 carries for, what is that, 49 yards? So, not bad at all. As for the Saints, they were going to lose at some point. Let's see how they respond to this. That's really what it comes down to after a team wins 8 straight games. You don't want to take too much from it. You're due for a game where you're not going to play your best, and you see what happens moving forward, and you look for any causes for concerns with that. Just as we should have expected, even though I finally said I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, the Arizona Cardinals beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-24. Arizona 5-6, right with all the other 5-6 teams in the NFC playoff picture. It's going to be a tough hill climb for them. Blake Bortles, 19 of 33, 160 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interceptions. He was their top rusher, 6 of 62, 10.3 yards per rush. And 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, 12 of 25, 2.1 per rush. 22 of 91 was the team, 4.1 yards per rush. TJ Yeldon, top receiver, 5 of 42. D.D. Westbrook, 6 of 41. Keelan Cole, 2 of 30. Leonard Fournette, 3 of 17. 19 of 19 receptions altogether, 160 yards. That's what I was saying, even though I usually don't give those numbers. Calais Campbell recovered a fumble. Chris Ivory and Jaden Mickens both lost fumbles. Blake Bortles fumbled and recovered a fumble. 1 sack. Yannick Naguchi. You know, I'm calling his name a lot because I'm noticing how much I have trouble with it. So he must be having a very good year this year. Barry Church had an interception. Corey Grant had a 68-yard kick return, not for a touchdown. Jaden Mickens had 1 punt return for 14 yards. Josh Lambo made his only field goal for the Arizona Cardinals. Blaine Gabbert got the start in this one. (22 of 38, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Adrian Peterson, 20 carries, 79 yards. They have it at 4 yards per carry, but of course, exactly 4 yards is 20 for 80. Blaine Gabbert, 6 of 17, 2.8. The team, 31 of 108, 3.5. Altogether, Ricky Seals-Jones receiving 4 of 72, 1 touchdown. Jaron Brown, 1 of 52, 1 touchdown. Troy Nickus, 2 of 22. Adrian Peterson, 4 of 20. Carlos Dansby, Harlan Miller recovered fumbles. Blaine Gabbert fumbled twice, lost 1 of them. Adrian Peterson recovered a fumble. 3 sacks. Olsen Pierre had 1. Chandler Jones had 2. Tyrann Mathieu had an interception. DJ Foster, 2 kick returns, 50 yards. Patrick Peterson, 2 of 31. Colonel Williams, 2 of 22. Phil Dawson, 4 for 4 in his field goals. He made a 57-yarder to win it. Jacksonville has got to just spit this out of their mouth, spit the bad taste out of their mouth, and move forward. It's a tough loss. You had a bad team. Well, not a terrible team, though, on the road. Arizona, they're still thinking they're in the playoff chase, whether they are or not. I don't really think anyone at 5-6 is going to make the playoffs out of the NFC, but give them credit for getting the win. Blaine Gabbert was able to do it. Look, at 5-6, you got a couple more weeks, I'd say, till Carson Palmer gets back. You'd have to say, if you bring Carson Palmer back at 6 losses, you got a shot. As for Jacksonville, they're now tied with Tennessee atop the division, like we said. Just take it and move forward. Got to get Leonard Fournette more involved, though, than he was today. Only 12 carries for 25 yards. All right, when the Sunday night game goes final, we'll give you the recap of that either tonight or tomorrow morning, as well as the weekly NBA report. That will come tomorrow. Remember, we appreciate all subscriptions as well, and have a good night, folks. Thank you.